Well, what a lovely place this is. First time here in Glen Affric. Just make sure I'm not covering the mics up on this Pocket 3. Yeah, first time here and just kind of getting our bearings here on the first morning. Dem's been here a few times, but we're exploring a little area that he's not been to, and obviously I haven't been to either. Yeah, fantastic. We were forecast fog this morning, which sadly hasn't transpired really. It's amazing how many times you'll get fog forecasts that are 100% fog, and you get out here and there's literally not a sausage, and that's the case this morning. But not all is not lost, because there's a lovely frost here in the glen. Not quite a hoarfrost, but pretty nice nonetheless. And as I said, just been walking up and down this trail, just sort of getting our bearings, and I've come across this lovely fallen down tree, which I'm a little bit on the fence with if it works, but I think it's worth trying anyway, just because this hard frost that we've got is making it really stand out against the dark background of the trees. So the sun at the minute is rising pretty much directly behind this scene, so my hope here is that if some of this light starts to penetrate through, we'll get little bits of frost glistening on the tree against a nice dark background. So that's the hope. And as I say, it's a little bit of a punt, this shot. Probably not for everyone, not a big grand scene or anything, but to my eye anyway, lovely, and certainly worth stopping and having a look at. So we'll just give this sun a little bit to rise, and then I'll check back in with you when we're about to get shooting. Right folks, as you can see, the light has now popped out. We're just waiting for it to come up. Dem's now joined me. He's working on a nice little wide angle number. I won't ask him to join here. Yeah, light's just popping out now. So I'm just gonna keep taking a few shots here as it's changing, and I'll show you the best one. Right folks, I need to stop laughing. I've just been talking Dem out of not doing vlogging, the perils of doing vlogging. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that bit from yesterday. Sorry this is sort of cut up. We're out the next day and the conditions are absolutely stunning. We've got an amazing hoarfrost. We did have a plan, which we're trying to get to. We were going to head sort of back down towards, I think, Glen Affric near the bottom. But this hoarfrost is just amazing. It feels like we're going to end up stopping every 5 minutes. So we've just come across these two trees, literally about 5 minutes from the house, and we're getting a couple of shots here. Two trees together, lovely bit of character to them. I'm not sure what the it's lichen, isn't it? You said, Dem? Yeah, lichen on the trees, not moss apparently. But anyway, they look absolutely stunning against the hoarfrost here. So I've taken a couple of shots, one a bit taller to get both trees in, and then I'm just taking at the minute a slightly tighter shot, looking at the middle section in landscape. I'm leaning towards that one at the moment, but either way, it's in these conditions it's a little bit like shooting fish in a barrel, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just showing you in the camera here. Yeah, we're about 70mm on this middle section, f8. I'm playing with the polarizer a little bit because polarizer here, it's helping improve the contrast on the sort of beardy section of the tree, but the polarizer will dull the highlights a little bit. So I'm going to take one with, one without, and then I'll decide in post. But yeah, good luck to us trying to get up this road. because there's so much to shoot here. I don't know where to start, to be honest, but I'll put this on the screen. Let me know what you think. Okay, so we've managed to, it's a bit bright, let me just get out of the way, there we go. Yeah, we've managed to drag ourselves away from the last spot, although we did, on the way to this next place, pull in very quickly and got the 100, 400 on. The light is just stunning, it's just unbelievable. Just a hoarfrost right through the glen, and it really is hard to just keep moving along without getting distracted. But anyway, we're on to the next spot, and myself and Dem have decided just to split up a little bit. It's easy when you come on a sort of trip with mates or a group to kind of get under each other's feet a little bit, and you can almost end up with the same sort of shots. So we've just split up a little bit and just kind of have a little explore of this little area here. This was kind of plan A, which was to come to this spot that we'd scoped out yesterday. All these trees have got all these lovely sort of beardy lichen bits on the branches, and we wanted to shoot them with some nice side light, which we've got this morning. So I'll just walk you over to the spot, and I'll talk you through this shot. Okay, so this shot here, nice simple 16:9 crop on this one. I'm shooting it with the 16:9 crop in the camera just to help me sort of visualize it better, because I'm going to crop it anyway. Although I have said in past videos, Nikon, please give us non-destructive crops. It's, you know, some geek at the company can do this with a firmware update surely. But yeah, lovely side light on these trees here. Those licheny bits that I was talking about, getting that lovely side light, and then we're getting that nice contrast with the cooler tones in the background. About 50mm polarizer on, just to help improve the contrast a little bit, and just letting the scene do the talking really. I'll put this on the screen, let me know what you think. I don't even know what shot I'm up to here, to be honest. The conditions are just absolutely stunning. This little scene here, I spied this on the drive-in yesterday under pretty flat light, and I could see the potential in it then. And as I was saying on that last shot, just coming back here with a bit of directional light would really lift this. And I think personally this works really well. We've got a lot going on here. It's just an absolute chaotic mess almost. You've got frozen branches just veering off in all directions. I think it's a fallen tree that's then been sort of covered over with bracken, and it's just amazing. We've got that nice colour contrast of hot and cold, and as I was saying there, the lichen covered branches are just getting lit up with this side light. Just absolutely stunning. So yeah, I'll show you it in the camera anyway. I think we're at about 50mm. No, don't even know my own camera. It's about 150mm. And just zooming in on a little section of this, there's probably another 5 or 10 photos within this little frame which I'm going to explore after I've taken this one. If any of those are any good, I'll put them on the screen, after this shot here, but for now I'm just going to concentrate on this one, and hopefully this will come out all right. Okay, morning folks, we're out the next day, and sorry if I'm trying to piece this vlog together, but the conditions this morning again absolutely stunning, and I keep getting sidetracked with the photo and forgetting about the video. But we've returned back to a spot that we were shooting yesterday, and I'm trying to reshoot a scene that I didn't actually do any video around. Main reason I'm shooting it again is because the conditions, as I say, are possibly even better. I mean, it was -11 when we set off this morning, and the whole thing looks even whiter, if that's possible. So I've come back over to a shot, as I said, that I shot yesterday. This is a lovely fallen tree that I've got behind me, and the fingers are almost spindly fingers arching over. And what I'm trying to do here is just make sure that those branches that are arching over are separated off from the darker trunks behind, but it's an absolutely beautiful scene. About 64mm. I may do it as a focus stack, I don't know. I doubt I'll need them, but I'm going to shoot them anyway, just to cover myself. No exposure bracketing needed here, just single frames. And like I was saying yesterday, just letting the scene do the talking, just absolutely amazing here. You could probably spend a day just in this little football field size area, really. It's just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to get this in the bag, and then again we're going to try and get a bit further down the road than we did yesterday, but it might be hard work. But anyway, here's the shot on the screen. Let me know what you think. Okay, we've managed to get a little further down the road, not very far. I said this in Lofoten, it feels like cheating almost when you're photographing in these conditions, but then the flip side of that is you've got to maybe give yourself a little bit of a break on that front, because the amount of yards that we put in and the amount of times that you go out in really drab conditions, that when you get conditions like this, you've just got to enjoy it and not feel guilty about it almost. But anyway, yeah, we've just scrambled down a bit of a steep bank, just into this kind of transition zone where the sun's just getting up above the hills, and we've got that lovely contrast again of hot and cold. If you go too far up the road, it then tends to be all very harshly lit. Whereas at the moment, I found this lovely little spot here where I'm shooting back towards a very subdued blue background, and then we've got this lovely shapely tree here backlit by the rising sun. There's not an awful lot to go wrong here. I'll just show you what I'm shooting. Now I do apologise for the, let me just get out of the sun a little bit. Yeah, you can see this lovely tree here, lovely shape to it. And then you can see that cooler background behind. Now, as I say, I'm sorry about the exposure here. It's a little bit bright. Let's get you back on my face. There we are. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's very tricky to do the video here, to be honest, because you've got such dramatic changes in light and shadow that trying to sort of balance all this with doing the shooting is pretty tricky. The shot itself, about 55mm. A lot of these shots tend to fall in that 50 to 100mm zone, I find. Rarely when I come into a woodland like this am I shooting wide. 50mm is about the widest. A lot of the time it's easier to get the sky out that way, and obviously in this shot here we don't want the sky at all because it's far too bright. But I'm just going to experiment with playing around with a few different compositions here, but more or less on the same theme, and yeah, see what else we can come up with. So I wasn't going to film this bit. I was really just enjoying a bit of solitude down here without doing the video, but it would be too good for me not to show you this, to be honest. Let me just turn you around so you can see. Have a look at this. Absolutely stunning. So I'll just talk you through what I was doing first. There's some really interesting frozen rocks on the shoreline here. Almost look like building blocks. And I've just had the 100 to 400 and just slowly but surely scanning across this shoreline here, just taking different focal lengths and just seeing what grabs me. I hate using the word abstract, or what rather, I hate the use of the word abstract when it's misused. A lot of photographers say, oh, this is abstract. It's not abstract, it's close up. It's a close-up shot of some frozen rocks. It's not abstract. But yeah, really enjoyed shooting these. Very different to the, obviously, the woodland stuff that I've been shooting earlier. And there's another, well, there's a little trunk of a tree. I don't know what the history is of the felling of these trees, but there's a lot of them dotted around the shoreline here that are frozen. And there's one just over there that looks like a spider almost. And I've been taking a few closer shots in of that as well. Just had the polarizer on, just taking a little bit of the sheen of the glistening rock behind, just to improve the contrast a little bit. But I'll show you a couple of those. Here those are. And then I just swung the camera around the other way, and let me just show you this. That little island there jutting out with the tree. Now the Osmo Pocket isn't so hot at getting those. I'll zoom in on the camera to show you what I was shooting there. But again, that fabulous contrast between warm and cool tones. It's just absolutely phenomenal down here this week. We met a fellow photographer, a guy called Kenny Muir, who is based around here, fantastic Scottish photographer, and he was saying that this glen doesn't really get hoarfrost all that often. So for a first time visit here, I think I've been incredibly fortunate, to be honest. It's almost put me off coming back because I don't know if it can be this good again, really. But yeah, I'm going to leave this one here, I think. I know this has been very woodland heavy, but that's what you shoot up here, especially when you've got a hoarfrost. And it's just been such a good little trip. Couldn't have timed it better, to be honest. So yeah, if these are any good, well, they look pretty good in the back of the camera anyway. I'll put them on the screen at the end here. And keep liking and subscribing. And I'll catch you on the next one.